La 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 la. There you have it. Hey Brut, how's it going? I'm Noodles and I'm from the Offspring. Self-Esteem goes over everywhere in the world really well. It's a really good song to end on, and we've pretty much always ended the set with that song. I don't know if it's the most powerful song of the Offspring. It's certainly one of the bigger, most well-known, one of the bigger hits. It's usually always the last song we play, everywhere except for Japan. In Japan, it doesn't go over as well as it does. That might be changing now. In the last few years, that might have changed. Dexter came up with the bass line. I think that's how that song started. It might have started as a guitar riff, and then he realized that doesn't sound beefy enough on guitar, and so he tried it on the bass and went, oh, that works. And then we just kind of added the chords to it. Everybody knows what it's like to be in a relationship where you're kind of being taken advantage of. Unless you're the one taking advantage. If you're a complete sociopath, you probably don't recognize that song very well, or you can't see yourself in that song. But I've been in relationships where I was just treated like dirt, and eventually you realize that this isn't worth it. I've got to move on, or you stay married, like I have for I don't know, 20-something years, 26 years. I've never discussed songs, like the meaning of songs, with my kids. I know with Dexter and his daughters, they do discuss the stuff. And I guess whenever anything's new is happening, I do discuss it more with my son than I do with my daughter. I always play the songs to them and get their opinion. And my son, nothing. He's too cool to like anything Dad does. Kind of same with my daughter. When my daughter really started to realize that the Offspring had something good going for it was when Weird Al covered Pretty Fly, did Pretty Fly for a rabbi. Then my daughter stood up and took notice and goes, wow, Dad, you're onto something here. I don't know why the French fans took to Self-Esteem the way they did, but I'm glad they did. We've had great fans here ever since Smash came out, at least. I remember we first came here after Smash and we were touring, and we played this one big venue, and somebody said, Nirvana couldn't even play this venue yet, and they were, to us, the biggest band in the world at the time, even though Kurt had recently passed away. So we felt just very blessed to be able to come here and play the shows we have to the fans that we have here. They're so passionate, We've played Rock Insane a couple of times now, and it's always great. I think that's the same festival where Oasis broke up, if I remember correctly. We played the next night, and it was phenomenal. Punk rock is an energetic form of music, loud, aggressive, usually up-tempo, fast-paced, and lyrically it questions everything. It points to things we see in the world, things that shouldn't be, and things that maybe we could make better, and just questions all of that. Well, we listen to what people like Taylor Swift, have going on. I'm not a huge fan, but she's great. I get it. Our kids are huge fans of Taylor Swift. I love that she's out there doing what she's doing. She's freaking, great. There are other pop artists I prefer. Ed Sheeran I like a lot. Adele I think is phenomenal. So there's like we listen to all of that, all this the pop stuff and the popular stuff, and I'm sure we get influenced here and there from things like that. But of course our heart lies with rock and roll, and then specifically punk rock.